Jordan!
Iain!
Who was perusing the book section of their local supermarket when they came upon a title that read, The Secret Life of, and written below that was their name. So, not wanting anyone to know their dirty secrets, they bought every copy in the city, and is only now realising, after filling their house with the book, that different people can share the same name.
Cilla Black?
No. Two guys.
I feel like you'd do a really good Cilla Black.
Probably, but I haven't heard her speak
impression.
in so long. Yeah, I guess. I haven't heard her voice in so long that I can't even imagine it.
She's just Scouse, isn't she?
It's high-pitched, isn't it?
Well, it's not super low.
Oh, fucking hell, man. It's me, Cilla Black. Welcome to Dating Show.
I'd pay to see that, though.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, she's dead, so...
Well, it'd be a boring show, wouldn't it?
It would, yeah. Pretty Hello and welcome to episode 168 of Two Guys What's Up, the weekly comedy podcast where we all know if I saw my name written on a book, I wouldn't know because I can't read.
True.
But one guy who can is this guy. It's Jordan. Jordan, how are you?
I'm very good. Reading all the time, even.
Yeah?
Yeah, it can't stop me.
I tend to stay away from it as much as possible.
Nah, that doesn't sound like you.
I don't want to use up all my reading skills, you see, because if I sit there and read a book and then I come to try and read a script, I'll be like, I've used it all up for today. Sorry, bud.
Oh, no, the issue is that you just read The Hungry Caterpillar.
What's wrong with that?
Just saying, maybe put down the picture books.
Mate, picture books are the best. They have pictures.
Where's Wally doesn't count.
That's like the biggest picture book you can find. It's like pretty much all pictures.
Read the front, Iain.
I don't even believe it has a front.
Oh, so are you saying there's no beginning?
There is no beginning.
Oh, wow.
There is only Wally.
You'd feel like the biggest Wally, though, wouldn't you?
I am the biggest Wally because I can never find the bastard.
No, right. Okay. They're really difficult. I haven't played with those for years.
Well, that's where you're going wrong, mate. Put down the fucking, I don't know, Wuthering Heights or whatever it is and pick up a Where's Wally book.
Anyway, how the heck are you?
I am very well, thank you. I am excited. Come April, we have some exciting news going on, don't we?
We do we?
We do, Jordan, because we have been invited to do a panel at Scarborough Sci-Fi Festival.
Have we?
Yeah, sorry. Oh, you weren't meant to know. Sorry, yeah, scratch that, Jordan.
Oh, no, you've piqued my interest now, Iain. I've got questions to ask you. Who's involved in this panel?
Well, there's me. Now you, I guess.
Right, okay. Anybody else? Any guests?
Yes, so we are going to be doing 2 days, one panel each day, and we are going to be talking to the fantastic Paul Sinclair of the Truth Proof books and the Wolflands documentary, the alien experiencer himself.
Wow. Wait, you're telling me there's more?
There is more. There's one other guy. Joining us on stage will be James Koppert of the 14 News podcast.
Is that the guy from Confessions of a Ghost Boy on YouTube?
I think so. I mean, either that or there's very similar.
Right, a doppelganger. So it's 2 days. What dates are these, Iain?
So it will be happening on the 18th and 19th of April, which is a Saturday and Sunday.
Wow, so no excuse.
Exactly, yeah. Book it off work now. But if my timings are correct, we will be appearing from 1 until 2 p.m. and we will be having a chat with our guests on stage, followed by a panel where we, or at least I, because Jordan has a life outside of the podcast, will be sat down and you can actually come and talk to us. You can ask us questions, discuss the paranormal, our views, or just ask us, what shoe size we are. Anything you want, really.
Yeah. I mean, Ian's like 17 billion.
Yeah.
It's all custom made.
It's true. So now no one needs to come and talk to us.
It's fine. You can just slag us off to our face. It's fine.
Absolutely. Yeah. Any complaints, just bring a script. It's all right. So point 1, Iain, you shout too much. Your jokes aren't funny and you're ugly.
Yeah. Is that all?
Where's that Jordan? I've got something to tell him.
What a beaut.
But you'll also be able to talk to James and Paul, so you can ask them some questions.
Amazing,
which will be fantastic, yeah.
And also, Iain, so where can they find these tickets?
Well, there is a website. It is simply sci-fi-scarborough.co.uk.
Sci-fi-scarborough.co.uk. That's super easy, Iain. Even I can't get that wrong.
I tell you what, I'll make it easier. I'll link it in the description of this so you can have a little clickety-click yourself.
Beautiful. I'm excited. It'll be a little bit different for Sci-Fi Scarborough, considering that it's not the usual thing. Of course, this is more about science fiction and films and memorabilia.
Yep.
So this is a totally different thing.
Absolutely. And science fiction involves aliens, planetary travel, creatures, cryptids.
Absolutely.
When we get on stage, It'll be where sci-fi meets science fact.
Absolutely, you preach it.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, do come along, have a little chat with us, listen to Paul and James. They're very interesting people.
Absolutely.
And they're both fantastically wonderful, humble people.
They are.
And well worth listening to.
Perfect. And just as a side thing, Ian, I feel like I have to share this because the other night I went for a walk with my dog and down an alleyway I saw this. It just looked kind of creepy. Let me just send it to you.
Okay.
So what it is a fucking pram that's just left.
Yeah, that's it kind of looks like a scene out of like the Freddy Krueger films, Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, I think it's also that sort of mist in the background.
Yeah, that's what really gives it the vibe.
And also it's just full of moss everywhere. Yeah, it was really creepy and I was like, I probably better check that. I mean, I was well aware that it could have been some sort of bomb.
Or a trap. That is very responsible of you for checking.
So anyway, I did check and it was empty. There was nothing there. It's just abandoned, but it creeped me out a little bit. And then on the way back, you'll see it a little bit on the left side on the fence. There's
a bin.
No. On the fence, there's a little wooden plaque and it caught my attention.
Oh, yeah.
And let me send that to you.
Uh-oh.
Because it reads... Pick up your dog shit. We're watching you. Bag it, bin it.
Who's watching you?
Right, so here's the thing. That's not the issue I've got with this. The issue is, first of all, the use of the word dog shit. Because I imagine, there might be some little kiddies that's starting to learn how to read and they're like,
pick up your dog shit. Mummy, what's dog shit?
Mum, what's a dog shit?
That's what your dad is in bed.
And then suddenly you have to explain that that's a nasty word and that shouldn't be there. So that's point one.
Point one, yeah.
Point two is that we're watching you has the apostrophe on the bottom of we're.
That's a fucking comma.
It's a comma. So what idiot has bothered to put that up thinking, this is me being them now. Oh, this'll learn them.
Did you have a scout around, like above and around, to see if there are actually any cameras anywhere?
I couldn't see any from the pictures.
I would go back and remove that and put up another sign saying swear words are not appropriate language to be put up where children walk.
You
I'm watching you, bitch.
Yeah, I just found it really weird. And the fact that, it's not even just a laminated sign. This is probably made out of wood. Yeah, that would have taken some time.
How bizarre.
Very strange. And I just thought I have to tell you.
I'd grass on them. Go to council or something, get them told. I hate it when people do things like that, like putting up words like that in full view of people who shouldn't have to be put in the position where they have to read that. If people don't want to see that, they don't want the kids seeing that.
Exactly, yeah.
Why does anybody else have the right to put up a profanity?
It all makes sense now, Ian. The toddler in that pram saw it, thought, oh, this is terrible.
Yeah, saw that as, oh, fuck this.
And ran home.
I did think, I saw a baby walking past my house heading towards the council offices yesterday.
Ah, that makes sense now. Okay.
Grumbling to itself, a fucking dog silent, teach them.
It reminds me of what you always say about Paul's dad on Question Buggers. Brilliant. Love it. Yeah, I just had to share it.
Yeah, well, thank you very much for doing that.
Yeah, feel free to stick that on the YouTube and everything else.
I shall do, me old pal. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So, Jordan, with fantastic news and horrible signs out of the way, why don't you kick off the good stuff by telling us what you're going to be going into today?
So, for you today, I have leaked info from previous employees sharing the dirt on industry secrets.
Oh.
I mean, there's nothing very specific, I will just say this, in terms of, they don't say I work at Tesco in Birmingham.
Right.
There's nothing as such like that. It's more of a generic thing that people in the field know, but generally the public don't.
When you said there's nothing very specific, I thought it was just going to be like, Bill did something.
Somewhere
Or other, yeah, at some point. Wow, Jordan, thanks for that.
Yeah, there's a bit more detail than that, I'll be honest.
Penultimate one. Jane did something.
And with that, what have you got for us?
Well, Jordan, 5 days ago in podcast time, we went to see Darren Brown on his Inhuman tour.
Did we?
On his that's really hard to say. On his Inhuman tour.
Only human.
Oh, well then I'll just say the whole thing again. Darren Brown on his Only Human tour in Hull, and much easier to say.
And correct.
And during that show, without giving anything away, he briefly mentioned divination.
Oh, yes.
But the example he used was the classic that most people think of, divining rods, where somebody wanders around a field holding two bent bits of metal, hoping they suddenly start twitching and point to underground water. But that's actually just one tiny corner of a very big, weird world. Because throughout history, people have tried to predict the future and uncover hidden information using all sorts of methods, from reading the patterns in tea leaves, to staring into crystal balls, to interpreting the shape of smoke, bones, or even the behaviour of chickens.
Wow, okay.
Aye. So today I'm going to be giving you a little bit of a tour of some of the stranger types of divination that humans have come up with over the centuries.
Brilliant. Do you think?
I'm not really. No, never.
In a few weeks of recording this, we are going to go see that show again.
Yep.
Do you imagine if he's done a little update since Christmas and been like, I'm going to do a bit on chickens?
Yeah. Take out the whole divination bit. Just do a bit on chickens. I'm going to cook some chicken on stage.
Who wants a wing?
He's like giving up the whole mentalist thing, and he's like, fuck it, I'm just going to become a chef.
The only thing is that he only does it with poultry because the whole trick is think about how cooked you want this piece of meat before you eat it, and I will do it for you. No one will choose raw.
Yeah, because then Gordon Ramsay would pop out.
Oh, yeah.
Raw!
Where's the lamb sauce?
Walking around like a fucking dinosaur. Raw!
I love it, yeah. I would pay to see that, to be fair.
Yeah, I think I probably would.
So we'll let you know if that happens.
Yeah, we'll update you all. But Jordan, before we do that, if people like what they hear today, where can they find more of it?
Well, Ian, it's funny you should ask, because did you know we have Patreon?
Do we?
We do.
Oh.
Where potential patrons can find 32 bonus episodes, which will be 33 by Friday this week, you know.
Oh my God!
I know. As well as branded t-shirts and mugs, all starting from just £3 a month, or about $5, something like that. The links are, as always, gonna be in the description of this episode.
Oh, beautiful.
So with that, shall we crack on with today?
Let's fucking go, pal! So, Jordan, human beings have always had one fatal flaw. We simply cannot cope with not knowing what's coming next. We will tolerate plagues, wars, famine, taxes, and even downright c***s running our countries. But uncertainty? Well, that's where we draw the line. And so, from the moment early humans realised that tomorrow existed, they began trying to get a little sneak peek at what it might bring.
Okay, interesting.
And so, Jordan, divination was born. It predates organised religion, written languages, and even most civilizations. Archaeological evidence from the Shang dynasty in China around 1200 BCE showed oracle bones being heated until they cracked, and then priests would interpret the fractured patterns as messages from ancestors or deities. But the question that people wanted answers to, as evidenced by carvings on the bones, weren't vague philosophical musings. They were practical. Will the harvest succeed? Should we attack? Will the king recover from his sore
I hope they got an answer.
I hope they didn't. I hope they had to wait.
What, just to fall off?
No, just for him to like make his announcement. The cock is fine.
Ah, okay.
Thank you for your concerns.
The cocketh be mended.
The cock is mended. I shall shag tonight. But it's too much information, King. Anyway, this wasn't mystic ballbaggery. It was trying to see what next week would bring, as shown by burnt cow shoulder blades.
Okay, right.
Yeah? How do you feel about that?
Indifferent at this point?
Okay.
I'm not necessarily disgusted.
Oh, mate, I have so much more to tell you.
Thank God.
So I'll probably stop interrupting myself and just carry on. So meanwhile, in ancient Greece, at the Temple of Apollo in Delphi, the priestess known as Pythia would enter a trance state and deliver prophecies that, thanks to her words, would shape empires. The Oracle of Delphi was not one to be scoffed at, Jordan. Kings queued to hear what she'd have to say, generals consulted her before invasions, and entire military campaigns hinged on her words.
Oh, she was a big deal then.
Biggest deal going. But Jordan, these words were famously slippery, meaning that they were ambiguous, open to interpretation, and worded in a way that could fit a load of different outcomes.
Ah, so this is like Barnum statements.
Yeah, which I believe does come up later.
Okay.
So basically, they sounded specific, but were actually very flexible. Croesus of Lydia was told that if he crossed the river to attack Persia, a great empire would fall. He crossed, and an empire did fall. Turns out it was just his.
Oh, right, okay.
So she wasn't wrong. And this is where divination gets sneaky. It rarely gives specifics. It deals in symbolism, metaphors, and poetry, which really means it never really goes out of fashion.
It's a shame, isn't it, that they never give essentially black and white info. This, at this date, at this time, done.
Yeah, I mean, like, you hear a lot of psychics, giving readings, and like you say with Barnum's statements, they're all very open to interpretation. I mean, like, I saw a thing the other day, and it said your month, your mood, or something like that. And so I scrolled through to mine, I read it, and I was like, yeah, that's pretty accurate. But then I was like, I'll have a look at the rest of them. And I could have attributed my current mood to any single one of them.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say you read yours, you thought, oh, yeah, that's pretty accurate, actually, realising actually it wasn't on yours.
Yeah, it was actually December's. But I mean, like, we have witnessed what a true psychic can do when we saw Pamela at the live show.
Very true.
That wasn't just fucking arbitrary statements like, oh, you're a person. Oh, God, she's right. She was like, giving proper, accurate statements.
Yeah, fair enough.
Changed some minds that day, she did. But fast forward to the Renaissance, and you get Michael de Nostradamus.
Oh,
maybe.
Mr. Nostradamus.
Correct, Jordan. In the 1500s, he produced hundreds of quatrains in deliberately obscure language, which, over the centuries, people have claimed predicted things like the rise of Hitler, the Great Fire of London, the French Revolution, the atom bomb, and even 9/11.
Wow.
But Jordan, as I am sure you are aware, the issue is that most of these interpretations appear after the event. His verses are so broad that with enough creative translation, you can wedge almost any global catastrophe into them. Yet, despite that, his cultural grip remains because humans love the idea that someone saw it coming.
Of course. We all want meaning, don't we?
We do. We want to know. I used to be the type of person that looked for meaning in everything. Like, so if something happened, I'd be like, oh, maybe that happened because of this. Maybe that means this. So maybe that means that later on, good things will happen or something like that.
Yeah.
But, I've learned to just go with the flow. Just sleep it away, I think is the best option. But then, Jordan, you have Mother Shipton, the Yorkshire prophetess who allegedly foresaw things like iron ships and horseless carriages.
Oh, I've visited her cave.
Hey, was she there?
She wasn't, but all the calcified teddies were.
Yeah, there was a calcified note that said, gone to get milk back in 10.
And that was a lie, clearly. She wasn't that good.
Yeah, she hadn't returned yet. I think she got lost.
Yeah. The issue is that I thought she was really good at all these prophecies, but she can't even go to the shop on time.
Yeah, she couldn't even predict that the shop was out of milk, so she had to go to the next one, which she'd never been to, lost her way.
Oh, poor lass. Yeah, it's a weird little place, but it's quite nice.
Yeah, I'd love to go. It sounds interesting. But it's believed that most of her prophecies were likely added centuries later by publishers keen on selling pamphlets, but she remains a folk legend, proving that if an appetite for prophecy is strong enough, people will manufacture it retroactively when necessary.
Right, okay.
But here's the thing, Jordan. Every era produces its diviners, which brings us neatly to the good stuff. And that is the most accurately claimed predictions. Oh my God! Who said that?
You.
Oh. I was trying to make it seem like somebody actually cared then.
Oh, sorry.
So first up we have Nostradamus and the death of Henry II of France. One quatrain describes a young lion overcoming an older one, piercing his eye through a golden cage. And the fatal accident happened on June 30th of 1559 during a ceremonial jousting tournament in Paris celebrating the peace of Chateau Cambris and the royal marriages linking France and Spain. The king, Henry II of France, insisted on taking part despite being around 40 years old, which was already considered somewhat old for such a dangerous sport of jousting. His final opponent was Gabriel de Montgomery, captain of the King's Scottish Guard. During the pass, Montgomery's lance struck Henry's helmet and shattered, which was fairly normal in tournaments, but the problem came when a long splinter from the broken lance shot upwards and slid through the narrow opening of the king's visor, penetrating above his right eye and driving fragments deep into his skull.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Did he die?
I'll tell you. Despite immediate treatment, the injury was catastrophic. The king did not die instantly, but lingered for about 10 days, suffering severe headaches, neurological damage, seizures, and declining consciousness before finally dying on the 10th of July, 1559.
Oh, right, okay. So he didn't die for 10 days.
He just suffered a shitload, yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, pretty bad. Supporters argue that Nostradamus' writings matches the event. Montgomery was younger than Henry, the lance splinter entered through the eye area, and the visor bars on the jousting helmet resembled a cage. There's no evidence that Henry's helmet was actually made of gold. Like most Renaissance armour, it was steel, though royal armour was sometimes decorated and lightly gilded, and it's generally believed that the phrase golden cage is poetic language referring to the barred visor of the helmet rather than a literal gold helmet.
Right, okay. Or it could have been an actual cage made of gold.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, that's the ambiguity of it.
Yeah, that's the issue, really.
Exactly. Then we have Gene Dixon's alleged prediction of John F. Kennedy's assassination. In 1956, the American psychic and astrologer Gene Dixon reportedly stated that the United States would elect a Democratic president in 1960 who would die in office. The claim appeared in print several years before the election, which is why the prediction gained so much attention. And when JFK was elected in 1960 and then assassinated in 1963, supporters pointed to Dixon's earlier statement as evidence that she had accurately foreseen the future.
Yeah, but again, someone could read into that saying the president would die in office. I know that means while he's president and reigning as president, but maybe it meant literal. He would die in the office.
Well, this gets worse. For you see, Jordan, this lady had an effect named after her, simply named the Gene Dixon effect. Named so because she made hundreds of predictions over the course of her career, many of which were vague, contradictory, or just downright wrong.
Oh, right,
So
okay.
the Gene Dixon effect is what happens when somebody makes such a large number of predictions that eventually one will line up with real events.
Yeah, exactly. You spout enough rubbish, eventually something will stick.
Yeah, precisely. I mean, was this the one time she got it right? She just actually predicted?
Nah,
Maybe
probably
she
not.
did mean in the actual office. Who knows? Not me. Do you? Did think so. And the final one, which I've spoken about before, and is arguably the most compelling in terms of documentation, is the case of Abraham Lincoln's dream. And of course, yes, it is more prophetic, but dreams are one of the oldest forms of divination, so shut it.
Sorry, I was.
Yeah, you didn't say anything, sorry, I got a little bit defensive. So just to quickly recap that story, Lincoln reportedly told friends that he dreamt of walking into the White House and seeing a corpse laid out under guard, only to be told the president had been assassinated. And then 10 days later, he was shot. And obviously we do have to ask, was it prophetic? Or was it just a man living at a time of extreme tension, receiving death threats daily, subconsciously anticipating a real possibility?
Or was it just pathetic?
Pathetic?
Yeah.
So I had a dream that I died. Like, shut up, mate. Get a grip. Terrible friends. Surround your people with better people.
Yeah.
But now, Jordan, we've reached the absolute fucking mental end of the scale, because not all divination involves sacred temples and poetic verses. Some methods are extremely questionable.
Right.
And I have not sent you this part of my script because I'm going to tell you the name of these divination techniques, and I want to know if you could tell me what they are.
Okay, I'll try.
Okay, no. So the first one is tyromancy. Any idea?
I don't even think I've ever heard of that. I can only think of that as being leading through tyranny, like, but,
okay, yeah, right, yeah.
I don't know.
I'm sorry, you are incredibly wrong. It is the reading of cheese.
Cheese? Okay.
Yep.
Any specific cheese?
No, just any patterns in curds and mould were once interpreted as omens.
Dairy Lee Dunkers?
I guess if you've got one hanging around, could be any. So this means that at some point in history, someone literally stared at some Stilton and went, shit, yeah, it was going to happen.
Maybe that would have been fair enough if they'd seen a perfect outline of the country involved.
Yeah, and written underneath it in mould was just, run, war.
That would have been uncanny.
Incredibly so. But, we can't name other podcasts on this show, so change it, please.
Okay. Unbelievable.
I'll accept it.
Inhumane.
So, Jordan, the next one is one that could be pronounced tasseography or tasseography.
Tasseography. I'm assuming. So, is this to do with writing something?
Incorrect.
Oh, okay. Is it to do with hearing something?
It is not, no.
Shit. Is it to do with something?
It is to do with something.
Yes!
I'll give you half marks. So this is reading tea leaves, and it's been practiced for centuries across Europe and the Middle East and Asia. The idea is fairly simple. You drink a cup of loose leaf tea, swirl the cup a little, tip out the liquid, and then examine the shapes left behind by the leaves stuck to the sides.
Got you.
Practitioners claim that certain patterns resemble symbols. A heart might suggest love.
Or a heart attack.
Yep. It's all interpretive, so it could do. But a snake could warn of betrayal. A ship might indicate travel. It's essentially a kind of symbolic storytelling, using whatever shapes the mind decides it can see in the mess at the bottom of your brew.
Right, but I just use tea bags, so it never happens to me.
I guess you're going to have to get to your farmer's market, get some loose tea, and tell me what's going to happen.
Could I not just split open a tea bag?
No, that's wasteful. Use your tea bag for your tea.
I mean, I could still use it.
Okay, so long as you're happy.
Oh, I wouldn't be, because that would be awful to drink.
Yeah, but you'd be able to tell the future. That's the payoff.
What, imagine at the bottom it's like, oh, you didn't enjoy this cup.
Your next one's going to be shit. No!
It reminds me, I always have this horrible thought that one day that will happen and it will be blood.
Oh.
I don't know why. I've never experienced it, and I hope I never have to. But I don't know, it just freaks me out. And I think it's because, obviously, a load of blood goes to that area.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it just, I don't know.
And now you've made me invert, so thanks for that.
Oh, you're welcome.
Jordan, the next one is scrying. Any idea?
So scrying, is this to do with the mirrors?
It can be, yep.
Say like that thing where people look into a mirror and see, the future or somebody else?
Yeah, I think you're on the right lines there. So this is where someone stares into a reflective surface, usually a polished crystal ball, but historically it could also have been a ball of water, a mirror, or even a shiny piece of metal. The idea is that gazing into the reflective surface long enough, the mind enters a kind of trance-like state where visions or symbolic images appear. It really is probably a mix of imagination and the brain filtering in patterns, but for centuries, people believed those visions were glimpses of the future and messages from other realms.
Yeah, that's freaky.
Absolutely. Right, Jordan, I've got a few more for you here.
Hit me.
This one is capnomancy.
Wild stab in the dark, but is this reading your palm?
Incorrect. Sorry, buddy.
Okay.
So this is where you divine by smoke.
Oh, okay. That's very bad for your health.
Oh, yeah.
Do they say, oh, you will have cancer?
Yeah, lung cancer's on the cards, pal. Get your head out of the fucking smoke. So in ancient cultures, people would watch the way smoke rose from sacrifices or fires. If it drifted straight upward, it might be seen as a good omen, while twisting or curling shapes might be interpreted as warnings or messages. And some traditions claim specific patterns would represent animals, letters, or signs from spirits.
Okay. I'm sure that was depicted in the original Lion King.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think, I can't remember what the guy's name was, but that baboon guy.
Oh,
I don't know if he's actually called Babu.
Kev.
We'll go with Kev. All right, yeah.
Cool.
He had a fire and the smoke went into the air and then there was like an image.
He said, "You're fucked."
That was the other version, yeah. I'm sure there was
Run,
like
Kev.
an image of Simba or something, but anyway.
Right, Jordan, I've got another one for you here. It is electromancy.
Oh, is this to do with electricity?
No, it's not it's electromancy.
Is this reading palms?
No, not at all.
One day it might be.
This is another one which I alluded to earlier, and this is quite possibly the most ridiculous one. So this one involved using chickens to predict the future.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah, Darren Brown's new bit.
Yeah. You got the divination out there and stuck in some chickens.
Could you imagine them flying around?
What, trying to catch them?
Around the theatre.
Do what you were supposed to do. We practiced this.
St. Bruce.
You'd have to change your name to Only Chickens, isn't it?
At least it wasn't in chickens.
Whatever you can get your hands on. So this one's kind of like a Ouija board. So letters of the alphabet would be written on the ground, each one with a grain of food placed next to it, and then the chicken would be released to peck at the grains.
Right.
The order in which the chicken ate them was interpreted as spelling out a message or prophecy, which means somewhere in ancient history, a priest stood there very seriously watching a chicken eat its dinner and thinking, yeah, shit. Oh, my wife's cheating on me.
That's all right, though, because they wouldn't be married.
You can't marry a chicken. Are you mental?
That's true. Maybe the prophecy from the chicken was, will you marry me?
Oh, I've waited so long. So the next one, Jordan, is alluromancy. Any ideas? And if you say fucking palm reading, I swear to God.
Is it palm reading?
It's not, no. I'll give you a massive clue. Palm reading does not come up.
Oh, right, okay.
Probably should have told you that at the beginning.
Okay. I literally couldn't think.
Right then, so John, this one is fortune telling through flour, where people would hide slips of paper inside dough balls.
Oh, okay.
Kind of like a fortune cookie.
Right, okay. Yeah, fair enough. I get that.
So I guess you'd cook your bread, You cut into it, you're like, oh, there's a no. I want a divorce. Oh.
yeah, exactly, yeah.
Right, Jordan, if you don't get this one, I'm going to be very upset. Arachnomancy.
Oh, this is spiders.
It is indeed. This one simply involves observing spider movements for signs.
Why would you do that?
Fuck knows. I guess if it's all you've got to hand,
Well,
you know, you really want to know what's going to happen, I don't know, next Thursday or something. You're like, will my wife come home from her date?
I feel like that. Nah, moving on.
Okie dokie. Allomancy.
Aloe. Oh, is this to do with like aloe vera?
It is not. No, it interprets salt patterns.
Oh, okay.
Pyromancy.
Is this fire?
It is. Flatulomancy.
Is this when you've got wind?
It is. It actually is.
Is it actually?
Yeah. People interpret omens from body emissions.
Wow, okay. How do they do that?
People fart.
No, I understand that. But how do you divine anything from that? Other than, oh, I think he's got a bad stomach.
Yeah. It's like, prophet, quickly. I have a message from the gods. Oh, yeah, the message is clear. You need a shit.
The message is clear. Sort your fucking diet out. You've got colon cancer.
God. Oh.
Nice.
But Jordan, here is the real question. The one that really makes you think, is there more to this than just historical madness? Is any of this real? Psychology gives us one explanation, that as humans are pattern-seeking machines.
Yeah.
We impose meaning on randomness because it once kept us alive. If you say, hear rustling in the bushes and assume predator, you survive. But if you assume it's wind and it's a tiger, you don't.
Yeah, fair enough.
Over pattern recognition is evolutionarily safer than under pattern recognition.
Yeah, I get that. And also, that's why we see faces in things, isn't it?
Yeah. Pareidolia.
That's it.
Yeah. It's pattern recognition. Ingrained into us by our ancestors.
Yeah.
But then, Jordan, there's also things like cold reading, confirmation bias, and the Barnum effect, which you spoke about earlier.
Yeah.
Tell someone they are strong and sensitive, but confident and occasionally doubtful, and they'll nod like you've read their soul.
Yeah, I mean, it's also like trying to say to someone that you're an introvert and an extrovert.
Yeah.
You know, like you're the life and soul of a party, but deep down you know that, oh, I don't really feel like I belong here.
Yeah. I think everybody has those feelings. Like, it's main character syndrome, isn't it? Everyone thinks that they're their main character in their own life.
Which, of course, they will be.
Of course they will, but like the world doesn't revolve around one singular person.
True.
So your feelings are also shared by millions of others.
Yeah.
So like you say, somebody can say one thing to someone, you'd be like, shit, yeah, you know me inside out, pal. But it's like that is also the same for everyone else.
Exactly. And actually, sometimes I always find that that's a helpful thing to feel because, you know, if something's coming up and maybe I'm feeling a bit anxious about it or a little bit like, oh, I don't really want to do this.
Yeah.
I just think there's so many other people probably in this very second feeling exactly the same way.
Yeah.
Or worse.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Yeah.
it kind of is meaningfully helpful, weirdly.
You know, if it gets you through, pal, then you keep going. But here's where it gets interesting, Jordan. Some divination systems consistently produce experiences that people describe as deeply personal, meaningful, and sometimes uncannily accurate. Tarot readers often say that they are not predicting fixed futures, but mapping probability lines. Modern physics talk about block universe theories, where the past, present, and future coexist, which is often evidenced by remote viewing experiments showing mixed but occasionally intriguing results, which were spoken about before. So is divination nonsense wrapped in ritual, or is it subconscious pattern recognition shaped into theatre, or is it consciousness interacting with information in ways that we don't fully understand? Is it predicting a fixed future, or simply about navigating probabilities? Whatever you think, for over 3,000 years, across every continent and culture, humans independently invented systems to peek into the future. But Jordan, after all that, I just want to know, what do you think?
Personally, I'm not big on it.
Loser.
Really, I don't really believe it as being something paranormal.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, as we've just alluded to throughout all of this, it's vague.
Yeah.
It could be mapped to essentially anything if you read hard enough into it. And I feel like if something really was to be predicted, it should be very specific, this day, this time even,
Yeah.
and this is what's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, why would anything on the other side who is willing to give you information through whatever means you choose decide to be vague?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
It's like the spirit or whatever it is on the other side, and it's like, right, I'm just off to Earth because this guy's got some chickens and some corn. I just really need to deliver a message. It's
He's just
super
put some
important.
alphabet letters out.
Yeah. Oh God, they've started. I'm late.
Fucking idiot.
And then they get down, right? And then they like coerce the chicken to give a message. It's like, something's going to happen in a bit. It's like, well, that's my job done. Thank God I came.
Yeah. God, I'm exhausted. See ya.
I'm off back home.
But yeah, it just doesn't make sense. And also, the fact that, sadly, many fraudulent psychics and mediums use Barnum statements all the time, as well as cold and hot reading.
Yeah.
And it has been proven time and time again that, let's say, the dowsing rods thing is also just psychological.
Yeah.
I mean, it was proven in the Derren Brown show we went to, because they had 3 participants water.
I mean, spoilers.
Well, I mean...
He fucking hates it, mate. If he hears this.
Okay, right, fine.
But the thing is, I mean, like, I do believe that there is the possibility to be able to predict futures and things like that, and people who can foresee, like, events, but money is a giant motivator, and there will always be more people that if you find out how to do a trick and can profit off of it,
Absolutely.
then more people will do it.
Yeah.
So they're the ones that muddy the waters.
Yeah, but sadly, they'll be the ones that are the most prominent.
Exactly, yeah. They're the ones on TV. You know, they're trying to make their name and make money from it. And
Yeah, it's a fascinating topic, though. I mean, I think it's more food for thought than anything else, but I really don't believe it at all.
okay, well, there you go. We have one skeptic and one open-minded, cool person. Okay. So, Jordan, anyway, thank you very much for listening to my segment then.
You're very welcome. Thank you for sharing it. I found it very interesting.
No, it's about time I've done an interesting segment. I've been floundering for a few episodes and finally decided to pull that out of the bag.
Well, I wasn't going to say anything.
I saw it. I predicted it.
Oh, did you?
I did.
Ironically, not on your palm.
I've got hundreds of chickens downstairs.
Fair enough.
Torn my house apart. So, Jordan, you had some stuff to tell us.
I do, yeah. This is the question of what is a dirty secret of your industry that implies the general public has no clue about, but everyone in that field knows.
That's the one. Yeah, can't
Oh,
wait.
yeah. Nice and concise. Beginning with, I used to work in film and TV. Everyone wears a wig.
Oh.
Wrinkles and imperfections is taken out using VFX. Your favourite actor is 5 feet tall with a big head and thinning hair in real life.
Oh, I will never believe that about Jackie Chan.
I don't think that he's actually going to be very tall, you know.
I couldn't tell you.
And I bet you he'd wear a wig.
No.
And I don't mean like a loose-fitting one, but I bet you, yeah, he will be. He'll be wearing one of those that get stuck down.
What you mean by hair follicles?
There's
genetics.
This treatment you can get. Essentially have a shaved head on the top and it gets stuck down like it's a permanent thing. You can't rip it off.
Oh, yeah.
For weeks and weeks.
If you went bald, do you think you just accept it? Like, is it some? I know it's like a.
I mean, I am thinning, so.
Well, I mean, it's a thing that happens to men generally, isn't it? But a common fear amongst men are going bald, isn't it? Mm-hmm. So if you just completely lost the top part and you only had like the sides, kind of like my dad. Sorry, Dad. Would you just accept it and just be like, well, yeah, this is what's happened. I'm gonna go with it, or
There's not a lot you can do about it, is it? Other than say wig or a transplant.
yeah. So are either of those things anything you'd consider, or would you just go with it?
Is this if like money wasn't an issue?
Yeah, money's not an issue. You can do whatever you want.
So here's the thing. For a good little while now, top of my head in particular is definitely thinning and, noticeable. And it used to really bother me. And now I just think, well, there's not a lot I can do about it. And I've just sort of grown to accept it. If it gets that bad, I'll just shave it.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things, like, no one's going to look at you and be like, fucking hell, a week ago they had hair.
It's true, yeah.
Like, your closest, nearest and dearest might be like, oh, you've changed something about yourself. That's, cool, or you look different. I didn't expect that, but no one's really going to care, are they?
Exactly. Yeah, no, exactly. You definitely care more about your own personal looks, don't you? But doesn't bother anybody else.
Exactly.
And actually, in some ways, I feel like that would be far better than me holding on to the few follicles that are really long.
Yeah.
On the top.
Yeah, I think that is infinitely worse, like comb overs
Exactly. Oh, there was a guy I used to always see where I worked in retail. And when I went outside to get my lunch, I always saw him in town in the same place. It was literally that. He must have been in his 70s, maybe even edging 80s.
Yeah.
And that was literally him. Really thick hair along the sides, which very common, but essentially bald on the top with a little bit of a super long comb over, but it was literally strands and strands, and it was like it was gelled down.
I think I know who you mean.
It was fucking disgusting, really.
I mean, I'm not here to judge anyone.
Of course.
So, if they're happy and that makes them more confident in themselves, then fair enough. But for me personally, if I start to go bald, I'd just complete the job, shave it off.
Yeah.
But luckily, I don't know where the fuck my genetics have come from.
Space?
Possibly. My dad's bald. Both grandparents were bald. But me and my brother, full heads of luxurious hair.
Wow. You were definitely abducted and messed with.
Yeah, probably. I have heard as well that if you have your hair by 30, then you will probably have it forever.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so if you haven't thinned out and started to lose your hair by the age of 30, you'll probably just have it forever.
Oh, shit, so no hope for me then. Call me the bald eagle.
There's me with my fucking long fringe, nice side, luscious locks, and every time I go to the hairdressers, because I've got like a little bit of a hole in my crown.
All right.
Like where there's no hair. And my wife pointed out one day, and she was like, oh, it looks like you're thinning out on the back there. And I was like, oh, shit. And then at the hairdressers, I was like, oh, give me the bad news. Do I need to shave it all off? Is it thinning out? And she was like, you ain't got to worry, mate. You got full thick hair.
Right.
She's like, you're beautiful. Your hair is delicious. If you wouldn't mind coming home with me and being my husband. And I was like, sorry, I'm married.
Oh, it's so difficult being you.
Exactly. Yeah. I was like, slip me your number. I'll come round after work. The wife will be in bed and you can touch my hair all you want. I've got some in my pants as well, actually, if you want to see that too.
It's a shame you did that in the salon.
Yeah.
Like, no, sir. No, sir. Put your trousers back on, please.
I'd like a close shave down here, please. Disgusting.
Yeah, anyway, that was the first one.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, we were talking, weren't we?
Number 2, aviation. Mental issues will invalidate your license.
I know where this one's going.
Yeah, but disclosing mental issues is voluntary. So, guess what? 0 people in aviation have mental issues.
Of course, yeah, because they won't want their pilot's license revoked.
Exactly. And I don't know about you, Ian, but I can't see why that would be bad. Insert sarcasm here.
Yeah.
It just seems a bit wrong.
That's also a reason why people say that pilots don't come forward with UFO sightings. Because if a pilot goes, I saw a UFO, they go, you're not a pilot anymore.
Right. I have also seen some videos, and they seem legit, about some pilots talking about the possibility of the Earth being flat.
Yeah, I've seen videos like that, but I'm sure it's probably just for clicks.
Oh, I mean, you can never be sure, really, can you?
What, that the Earth's flat? I'm pretty sure it's not, yeah.
No, about anything on the internet.
Oh, that's true, yeah. We also have seen in the past pilots discussing how they do chemtrails.
Oh, yeah.
I provided you that evidence in an episode long ago.
Yeah, that'll be a thing.
What, chemtrails?
Yeah.
Well, you actually believe that?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure the government would absolutely do something like that.
Interesting.
And I'm sure that would have been my initial reaction as well in that episode.
Possibly. I'll have to listen back.
Okay. Another one. I work at Heathrow Airport, where we have public bins with separated sections. For example, general waste, paper/cardboard, and plastic bottles. Each morning, they are taken to be disposed of and emptied in the garbage compactor in the same location.
Yeah, this is a massive point of contention for me because, like, governments and councils go on about you've got to recycle, like, got to make sure that you put one plastic bottle in the correct bin. And don't get me wrong, I do.
Yeah.
I do it to the best of my ability. But companies and, like, big conglomerates, they're the ones who are producing the most pollution.
Yeah. It's not little old Mildred at number 4.
Exactly, yeah. Good old Mildred over at number 4 puts one milk carton in the wrong bin. It's like, right, what the do you think you're doing?
Oh, fucking bitch!
You grew up on this planet and this is the thanks it gets.
Yeah.
You old mental bitch. Ah, God. And like you say, I've always believed that people just go, I don't give a fuck. Because I believe that the general consensus is, and this goes for a lot of people who, spread things like war and pollution and shit like that.
Yeah.
They think, I just make my money now. I'm not going to be here in 100 years when this is a problem, so who gives a fuck?
Yeah, it's very selfish, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah, that's the word. Thank you. So, like you say, Heathrow Airport all sticks it all in one trash compactor, all goes to the same places, just give the impression that they're doing good.
Exactly, yeah. And I firmly believe that will be the case for a lot of places because I read some similar comments that said, I work at blah, 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 and that is the same there too.
Yep.
And just on that topic as well, you've seen where our council are now bringing in an upwards of 4-bin system.
Yeah.
So you'll have a garden waste, which again might not be applicable to everyone, but you'll have a general waste bin, which we already have, and you'll have 2 recycling bins.
Yeah, to separate the recycling.
Yeah. And the thing is that our recycling gets sent to York and it gets sorted by a machine in seconds. So what is the point? And apparently it's all about being more efficient and so on. But the issue is, it's not like it's saving them from having to come out to collect them more. It's still going to be once a week.
Yeah.
But the issue is now, you might not have an equal amount of that recycling. So you're now maybe going to have to wait a month for cardboard than before you only had 2 weeks.
Well, yeah, like, the thing I always think is my general waste bin, there's me, my wife, and my 2 children. That fills up pretty quickly, and that gets emptied every 2 weeks. But now we're going to have to wait 3 weeks.
No, that will still remain 2 weeks.
Oh, then I don't care then. Bring it in, I say.
Another one. Construction. The world is built by the lowest bidder.
Explain.
Well, essentially, like everyone says, don't they, about new builds, for example. Don't buy those because it's cheaply made and all this stuff and lots of cut corners. And then people say only buy houses from the 1920s and so on. But I suppose the truth is that anything is only as good as the people that you get to do the work.
Yeah. And I mean, if I'm buying a house, I want the builders to have cut corners, because if you didn't, you'd just be living in a dome.
That's very true. Yeah. And it makes wallpapering a right bastard.
It does, so difficult. And this isn't fucking the 2500s, right? This isn't the future. Just give me a normal square house, thanks.
What about the quote? Thank you for your patience. We are experiencing higher than usual volume of calls, and your call may take longer than expected.
Yeah, followed by, you're number 1 in the queue.
Yeah, true, yeah. So about that, someone in that field says, no, we are experiencing a very normal volume of calls, but we just laid off a ton of staff during or after COVID, and we don't plan on replacing them anytime soon because that would cost money.
Of course, yeah. There's that thing that integrates into every single aspect of every fucking corporation's life. Money. Money, money, money. Fucking
ABBA.
Money. Fucking ABBA.
A similar one here, someone says, work in call centres for software administration. When they say the call is being recorded, they mean even when it's on hold. You are being recorded. The software picks up everything you say and a lot of what anyone in the background may say as well. Just because you can't hear us doesn't mean we can't hear you.
Nice.
Also, I want to add that if you hear hold music, you are still being recorded. If you don't get music but just silence, the agent just likely muted themselves. A lot of metrics are taken on hold time and after call work, so by muting themselves and putting you on hold, the agent looks a lot better internally.
Well, I got some bad news for a lot of call advisors. Hold music turns me on. So they've probably heard, while I'm listening to...
Thank you for your patience. We are experiencing...
all they hear is...
Which in turn means that they can't turn their mic on because they join in.
Exactly, yeah. They're like, oh, God, someone's whacking to the music again. Oh, it's going to be so hot into the collar.
Oh, and that's why there's such a large volume of people, supposedly. It's you, Iain, holding us up.
It is. I'm sorry. I just can't get over it. It's my number 1 kink.
Oh, never mind. Another one. Mental health professionals didn't get into this work because they're mentally healthy.
You know what? I can see that being true.
Yeah.
People who have experienced something and perhaps overcome it might be more inclined to help other people in the same situation.
Yeah, absolutely. Another one. I've worked in a whole lot of restaurants. The vast majority of restaurants would fail a health inspection if they came during normal service hours.
Yeah, I think a lot of restaurants would be shut down if people were coming during normal hours. Wait till you get home.
Second to last one. That's just for you, Paul. Grocery stores. The amount of food waste is unfathomable. We have the usual out of date or opened and possibly contaminated by a customer or left out of refrigeration, out of temp by a customer somewhere in the store. But the big one is presentation. This means damaged boxes with perfectly sealed in plastic are discarded rather than marked down. I once disposed of over 60 kilos of ground turkey mince.
Wow.
Yeah, because it was slightly darker than the company's standard. Perfectly safe to eat, no change in flavour, just browning a little bit before its sell-by date. It was not donated or given away, it was just put in the bin.
Disgusting.
They go on to say, I had made meatless spaghetti the night before due to finances, and I'm still salty about it years later.
Probably shouldn't have put too much salt in it then.
Yeah. I knew you were going to fucking say that. You should have used some turkey mince.
Cut down your sodium, pal.
Someone else goes on to say about this. Also, employees constantly leave items out of refrigeration. And corporate's first question when we show large losses, like an entire pallet left in the back room out of temp for over 20 hours, is always, were you able to save any of it? And we're one of the better ones. Be wary of any meat or otherwise highly perishable items you buy from someone whose livelihood depends on turning a profit in a notoriously low margin industry.
Wise words.
Yeah, definitely. Final one for you. Pharmacy worker here. The number of times in a day we prevent a prescriber error that could leave a patient in the hospital or dead is usually not huge, but it's almost never zero.
Can you give us an example of anything?
Yeah, this is really bad. This happened to my 3-year-old daughter when we found out she had a peanut allergy. The hospital doctor prescribed a 500 milligram EpiPen to take home, which seems fine.
Yep.
As it was a hospital pharmacy, I expected it to take a little longer to collect, but I still ended up waiting 2 hours. Eventually, the pharmacist came out and told me, you need to go back to the doctor and check with them, as there was no way he was giving a 3-year-old a 500 milligram dose. Turns out, the doctor ended up changing it to 125 milligrams.
Oh, God.
So that could have killed him. And again, that is the pharmacy that picked up on that.
Good old pharmacies.
So it just kind of goes to show, doesn't it, that the doctors are not always right.
Yeah, they're not the ones who have the be-all and end-all of information.
Exactly. Yeah, pretty bad. So there you go. That is some of the dirty secrets, as they say, about certain industries that the general public generally doesn't know about, but it is well known in those fields.
Mental. I mean, I believe they should be more public.
Oh, yeah.
They should be held accountable and change to be more suitable.
Definitely. I remember I've even seen videos, you may have seen these as well, particularly on social media, where there's this one person in particular that goes around UK stores to the bins, basically rescues a load of thrown away, perfectly safe to eat things.
Yeah, dumpster divers.
Yes, exactly. And those companies get really pissed off.
Yeah, they do, yeah.
I just genuinely don't understand why these companies don't just donate stuff. I understand meat,
Yep.
you know, that's maybe not a safe thing to do. However, things like donuts or best before items, that's just so wasteful.
I know there's at least one local supermarket in our town where they have a charity that comes in and takes a load of stuff that's going out of date.
Oh, lovely.
So stuff that would normally be wasted does go to charity.
Right, okay. That's great. Brilliant.
Absolutely, yeah. So I think that's the best way of doing it. It means very little to no waste.
True, yeah. I think as well, maybe on the other side of it, the reason why they won't do that and give away masses is because it will probably kind of, like Pavlov's dog, train people to not buy things because they know that they'll just get it for free.
Possibly.
Out-of-date food for thought.
Very good. Smash it. Well, thank you very much for bringing those truths to our attention, Jordan.
You're very, very welcome.
But with that, Jordan, does that about bring us round to the end of today's episode?
Yes, sirree.
Nice one.
Thank you for tuning into today's episode of Two Guys What's Up. Don't forget to follow the show wherever you listen to us, and maybe even tell a friend. Take your friend to the supermarket, where you can go dumpster diving to find all the out-of-date but perfectly safe to eat produce. And as you get home and enjoy that little snack for free, why don't you stick on an episode of Two Guys What's Up? Show them all the good stuff that they're missing out on.
Delicious. And also bring me a donut.
Oh, yeah, please, and me.
And if you'd like to get in touch with us, our Linktree link is in the bio of this episode, which you can click on, which will reveal all of the ways that you can get in touch with us, including our new Two Guys Hotline WhatsApp number.
Whoa! And what number is that, Ian?
Just play the metal version.
Oh, 7, 3, 9, 5, 8, 4,
And don't forget to check out the Patreon if you want to help support the show and get some cool stuff while you do so.
But if you can't do that, but you still like to help us out, then a 5-star rating and review in your podcast app of choice would be the best and the freest way to do that for us, and we would be eternally grateful.
We would indeed. But on that note, thank you very much for listening. Have a brilliant week, and we will, of course, see you right here next Monday. Pick up your books.
Roll back. I like it. Little tip, actually, if you've got cardboard and you need to make space in your recycling bin, if you wet it first, it completely crushes down to nearly nothing.
Yeah, and then you can't recycle it. Brilliant.
You can. Yeah, water's recyclable.
I believe that's part of the issue. I think that's why they're separating it, so paper and cardboard doesn't get wet.
Okay, I don't understand the logistics in that. It's like, right, we need to stop these getting wet. Separate bins? That'll scare the water away. Strength in numbers. More bins.
Well, yeah, it makes sense. Hang on. Can you recycle cardboard that has been wet? I could be wrong. We'll find out.
Drum roll, please.
Soiled or wet cardboard cannot be recycled. So, Ian, you're a twat.
Okay, well, we just won't put that in. It's fine.
But yeah, I believe that's the reason.
Okay, right. Duly noted. And just so anyone knows...
I was just kidding.
No, and any council members are listening to this, I was always too lazy to do that option. So none of my cardboard has ever been wet.
Of course, no. You just stick it in general waste, don't you?
I do, yeah. Everything goes in one bin. That's why it fills up so quick.
Where's the lamb sauce?